What's up guys, Carlton Danks here, and I wanted to share my Vanquish Soul K9 deck profile that I won this past weekend's local with for the new Blazing Dominion format. Let's get right into it. Alright, to give some background on the matchups that I played against at locals, round 1 was against Kewl, round 2 was against Radiant Typhoon, and final round was against Fairy Tail. So getting into it, we run 3 copies of Razen, pretty mandatory, I don't think it needs any explanation. We run the 3 copies of Mad Love. I've seen people run it at 2, but I think 3 is the correct number. Want to max out on as many starters as possible. And those darks, you're really going to need those dark attributes as well. 3 copies of Xiaolong. I've seen people also run this at 2. I've thought about it as well, but I personally like it at 3 for that extra level 5 monster, as well as the fire attribute in the deck. For the one of Vanquish Soul monsters, we run a Holy Sue, a Borger, and a Caesar. For the K9 package, we run 3 copies of Izuna, 2 copies of Noroi. Now that the ban list just came out and this is banned, probably just going to replace one of them with Pot of Prosperity and then maybe the other one with a Called By. I'm pretty sure there's going to be other cards out there that would be more effective, but as of right now, that's what I can just think of just to keep up the consistency of the deck. We run, double copies of Lantern. I like this at 2. I think it's really good. I've seen some recent lists that were running at 2, and I tried it out, and I really like that I can search an extra dark off of Jokel when I really need it. It's come up so many times where I'm like, man, I need a dark in hand, and Jokel can only search a Zuna or a Lupus or a Noroi. And but the double lanterns, I think it's really powerful, especially being able to normal it and getting a case for K9 to further keep playing. So it has a lot of uses as well. So it definitely is some good follow-up. For the one-ofs, a Lupus and a Jokel. For the hand traps, we run Ash Blossom, mandatory in every deck. 3 Ghost Bells and 3 Molcharmies. And lastly, a Shifter, because it's Shifter. It covers a lot of matchups. And even now too, I feel like it could slow down Branded. They have a lot of end phase effects that need to be activated if the fusion monsters were sent to the graveyard. So they could still put up like a tiny board, I feel like, but I think it would just be pretty simple to out in general. I wouldn't see it being that much of a problem, especially even getting like their Fallen of the White Dragons banished. So before I felt like Branded didn't care about Dimension Shifter, but now I think it does slow them down overall and makes their board a lot weaker. For the spells, 3 Stake Your Souls, 1 Start, 1 Rhoda, case for K9, a Chaotic Elements. I love this card. I think it's really good, especially being able to grab Jokel or Lantern from the graveyard. I think it's a great card for recycling, and even like the effect to snatch steal one of your opponent's monsters. It's situational, but I mean it has other uses as well. So I've really enjoyed using this card in my deck for a while. And we also use K9 Force Release, and lastly the trap, Vanquish Soul Snow Devil. Alright, for the extra deck, we run 2 copies of Rock of the Vanquisher, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Saryuja, 1 Artifact Durandal. Wish I'd been running this in my deck a lot longer, but I kind of late to the party, but this card is really good. And I mean, in a sense, it's the only way to kind of protect your board from getting even lead as well. So really like this card. Don't know why I didn't run it sooner. Should have been in the deck. Valen, never used to make this card really, but I have been doing it a lot more recently, and it's won me a lot of games. And again, I mean, I don't know why I never used to use it prior, but it's a really good card. 2 copies of Ripper, a K9 Jax, a K9 Ripper M. A lot of people have mixed feelings about this card, but I do like the graveyard effect where it shuffles back cards from the graveyard back into the opponent's deck. So I think that has, I just really think that's a good effect on summon, and even getting like a negate, and it does destroy itself, but sometimes in a final situation where your opponent's trying to crack through your board, sometimes that final negate is what you need to keep pushing. And if you still have resources in the hand for the follow-up turn, then it's worth it. For the Nash Knight package, we run a regular Nash Knight, a number 104 Masquerade, CXYZ Nash Knight, a number C104, and a Zeus. And lastly, we have the side deck. We run 2 copies of Retaliating Sea, 2 copies of Droll and Lockbird, 3 copies of Perulia, and for the Spice, we run 3 copies of Soundproofed. This literally won me my match against Kewl. Game 3, they would have easily ran over my board and had plenty of gas in the tank to keep pushing. But because I drew into this card and I activated it in the main phase, they cannot synchro summon at all. So this card, shouts out to my buddy that told me about it. It's really strong against Kewl. Definitely recommend putting it in the side for a lot of decks. And yeah, so you gotta basically make it so your opponent can't play the game. 2 Dimensional Fissures. Essentially, for Draco Tail matchups, we got the Retaliating Sea and Dimension Fissure, but I mean, this can also cover many other matchups as well. And then lastly, for the traps, we run a Solemn Judgment, a Warning, and an Anti-Spell Fragrance. Thanks for watching, guys.